EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. Just a short time ago, sounds loud enough to reverberate across the Rockies. They're ready for football in Denver as the Broncos get set to do battle with the Chicago Bears. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their rookie QB, a second-round pick from Missouri, Drew Lock.
Here we go. 90 Wolf. Recon, 132 fighter. Check. Jim. He's coming. Look. Squeeze. Leo. Big Ed.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. That's complete to John Ross. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Block now to throw. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. So here's the starting 11, and the human highlight reel, Odell Beckham Jr., watch out for him.
One of the few guys in the league that gets you and I out of our hotel rooms early to get here for pregame warm-ups and watch him go through his routine. He's absolutely amazing catching the football.
Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 34-yard line.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 34.
Check. Hey, lock it. No.
Lock now on first down. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. Pretty solid start for the rookie here on this first drive, Charles.
Able to have some confidence, step it back into the pocket, move around a little bit, find open receivers, and deliver. That just means his confidence is going to continue to grow because he's getting more and more comfortable with each completed pass.
Alert 3. Switch.
Again, it's Locke. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time. But it'll be 2nd and goal. A look at the starters now defensively for the Bears. They played extremely well last week in that win over the Packers.
And the big thing for them was the interceptions. And you hear teams all the time talk about establishing themselves against the pass, no-fly zones and things of that nature. This group had a bunch of them in last week's game.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't. Go. On the goodbye.
Locke looks to throw it again. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. John Ross, the one he was looking for. But now it's 3rd and goal. He's a second-round pick, a solid second-round pick. But when you're close to that first round, do you come in with a little chip on your shoulder?
You definitely do, because now your money's not the same. But even more than that, it's the prestige.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Cortland Sutton, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. That was a big throw right there on 3rd and goal.
And the defense has to be prepared for you to throw the ball on 3rd and goal. Because really, 2nd down, 2nd and goal, that's your play action time, and you're not sure whether they're going to run it or throw it. 3rd down, you're usually sure they're probably going to pass it. Even more impressive that they got it done, and on the opening drive of the game.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here now the Bears offense for their first drive of the game. They'll be led out by their 6'2" QB out of North Carolina, former number 2 overall pick. It's Mitchell Trubisky.
We talk so much about how coaches script things, especially on offense, to start a season, to start a game, whatever it is. Could they have scripted a better start in terms of playing? Offensive Player of the Week in the NFC, and his team won their season opener.
Absolutely. Perfect start to the year, but all the talk was, hey, that was week 1. Now we got to move forward.
Let's do it again in week 2. That's what he's told his teammates.
It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down. And now a look at the offense for Chicago.
We often overuse the term heart and soul when we talk about a player being just that for his team, but not in the case of Kyle Long in Chicago. He's shown his ability to be a Pro Bowl guard, a Pro Bowl tackle, but it's his passion for the game, his passion for his teammates that sets the tone for the entire team.
To throw again on 2nd down. Trubisky. Open man is Trey Burton. Pretty darn good, as you see right there on your screen.
I'll echo that. Darn good. 2 touchdowns, right? And the ability to be in sync with each other, right? To understand that he's going to be where the quarterback expects him to be when the ball's thrown.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A play fake to Montgomery. Now Trubisky. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. Defensively, we check the starters now for Denver. They played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
They held them to well under 200 yards of total offense. That's a number you can really focus on, too, because the way offenses run in today's game, they're usually pretty smooth, and they give you a lot of misdirection, a lot of trickery. They were able to hold in there and stuff them.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. On the ground with a rookie from Iowa State, David Montgomery. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Trubisky. He's got his tight end, Burton. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. The Bears on the move. They've got another 1st down. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory, right at the 40. Now it's Trubisky. And he finds Montgomery complete.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. Trubisky will come up here 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Cordero Patterson, the one he was hoping to get it to. And that'll bring up 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On the carry, it's Montgomery. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Here's Trubisky to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Credit the sack to the Oregon Duck, DeForest Buckner. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
They try the 50-yarder and miss it, and now this offense has it 1st and 10 at the 40.
That's going to be a long day. Catch it.
Hey, Sam on. You're out.
Watch twist. Watch twist.
Hard.
Check 43. Check safety.
Watch that. Watch the safety creep.
Check 3.
Throwing on 1st down is Locke. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Odell Beckham, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Broncos able to show off their quick strike ability. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
Now McManus for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. And they're able to get the connection on the long touchdown pass. And that's one of the easiest drive summaries you'll ever see. One play, touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. On the ground, it's Montgomery. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Come on now, let's go.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
4-7's the mic, 4-7's the mic. Stop your whining.
Now on 2nd and 13, Trubisky. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. And they must have seen something leading up to this one that said, hey, we're going to be able to go deep because they've gone deep with a lot of success.
And pick your phrase, pick your code words, your buzzwords, whatever, vertical stretch, deep passes, go routes, right? What's that route you love? What's that route you love?
4 verts.
4 verts. Yeah. All of it working because they're able to find ways to get deep and for him to show off that big, big arm.
We see some of that big arm right here. He has been great. Lock going to throw. Flush to his right. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Look at me. Door. Fan. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Switch. Undercrush. Rock it. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Ready?
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Locke. Going deep downfield for Ross. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Getting a hand in there and knocking it away, Eddie Jackson. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Locke. Got a man. It's Ross. Complete. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Thought they were going to force a 4th down. Instead, P.I. gives him the 1st.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really, really be demoralizing.
Lock now on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Leonard Floyd coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Eluding the pressure right. He'll let this go deep for Sutton, and that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spend too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. Here's the correct call.
Faking the give to Lindsey. Here's Locke. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Here we go. Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. Tighten up. Back. Check nine. Watch the edge. Shoot.
Block again here on 2nd and 10. Open man is Jacob Hollister. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 18.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping.
Look, squeeze. Leo.
On first down, Locke. Open man, here's Hamilton. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0.
Hey, check. 3 down.
A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. Drew Lock on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Broncos push further out in front. That touchdown, Charles, the first rushing TD of his rookie year.
I don't know that he's going to be Lamar Jackson or Russell Wilson or Josh Allen at this stage of his career, but he's got youth on his side. Those young legs, he put them to good use there, didn't he?
Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And it is now 21-0. So that drives 7 plays in length and a 9-yard run on the end of it. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Throwing here, Trubisky. This one into the hands of Burton. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Looking to throw again on second down. Trubisky, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
Now Trubisky on first down. Hits his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Trubisky to throw again. That's Cordero Patterson hauling it in. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. They go play action. Trubisky is going to let this go for the end zone. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons.
When you're in man coverage, you have help over the top, you become a much more confident defender. Trail the receiver and know that someone over the top can make a play, and that's exactly what happened here. The free safety coming up with the interception.
Hey, lock it.
Watch out.
They'll start on the ground with Lindsey. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Check the backer. Shit.
Hey, Sam on.
Check nickel.
Yo, cheetah. You're out. Hit it.
Shotgun snap to Locke. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. Blowing that play up, Roquan Smith as he gets the sack.
Wide, get wide. Check,
In his end zone, here's Locke. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. He was looking for Odell Beckham that time. But now it'll be 3rd down. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down.
Sponge. No. Deuce.
Hard.
SOS. Hey, watch this.
Look at me. Go. Ready?
A final shot before half for Locke. Drew Lock taken down in the end zone. 2 points for the defense. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll start with a couple of bitter rivals.
There you have it. Halftime quickly over. 3rd quarter, here we go. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. Locke and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
Kill.
Bang.
Bam.
Bang. Slam. Under 10. 10.
Rock it.
After the turnover, here's Locke. It's caught by OBJ. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. He got 29 yards that time. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Kill.
Locke now on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Rush in, rush in, rush in.
Look, squeeze. Now.
Clock will try again on second down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Leo, go on. Check it.
On third and long, it's locked. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's fourth down.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. Here's Ryan Quigley now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Bears take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave him with still about 8 or 9 to go on third down. Now it's Trubisky. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. Here now, time to discuss Odell Beckham Jr. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
On second and 9, Locke stepping up. He'll try and run. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
On the delayed handoff, this is Gordon. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Fourth down now after a loss of 2.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
We got 4. We got 4.
On second and 9, Trubisky. That's caught by Montgomery. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. The Bears on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Trubisky will throw. And that is incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Trubisky now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Trubisky, a 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down. The Bears on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Trubisky to throw. It's complete to Robinson. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Running for it, Montgomery, and nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. He needed a couple, but he didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And the Broncos will take over on downs. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Leo!
Check.
On 3rd down, this is Melvin Gordon. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Well, the Broncos had 15 4th down conversions last year, most in the NFL, and they're going here. Lock going to throw. And he's going to be sacked back on his side of the field at the 44. Leonard Floyd and the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Trubisky leaves with Montgomery on the draw. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Now we're going to get a stoppage. There appears to be an injured Bear on the field. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. On 3rd down, Trubisky finding Gabriel complete. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Taylor Gabriel, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bears cut into that lead.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
Well, that certainly makes things more interesting. You get the score, then you get the onside kick. A little uphill battle still, but a start.
It's not mission accomplished, but the plan is working. They're in a great spot right now, and the best part, they put the defense right back out on the field after having already scored.
Yeah, they've got the momentum here now. Now that sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. That's complete to Robinson. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. From the gun on third down, it's Trubisky. Now a desperation throw deep downfield and unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now Trubisky to throw. And that throw intercepted. It's Chris Harris, the Pro Bowl corner. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it.
Hey, lock it.
Check 43.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Sliding out of the pocket. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Watch the safety.
Check out read.
To throw again. Lindsey. They'll roll him out right. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Give me some. Here we go.
Check. Let's go. Get set. Hot. Let's go.
Looking to throw. Lindsey rolling to his right. And the trick play doesn't work. Good reaction there defensively, and it'll be fourth down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Broncos unable to convert here on fourth. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. He's got Burton here. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Now Trubisky. This one into the hands of Burton. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense
good, guys?
to carry them
Walker
home.
here, and I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay.
So for the Broncos,
And,
it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0.
And asked if I
And
might
they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Washington.
But I hope you guys enjoyed this.
And for
Consider
Charles
leaving a like,
Davis and our entire
turn on
crew here at EA
notification squad
Sports,
bell
I'm Brandon Gaudin
to
saying
become
so long, everybody.
become part of the Walker Nation. Why not consider showing some love to the channel and helping us get to the road to 100 subs? I'm trying to bring in new viewers each and every day of the week, from Skyrim to Need for Speed Payback, from Dragon Age Inquisition, from Assassin's Creed Odyssey, from Madden 20, from WWE 2K19, which is I've got a show, Dirty South Wrestling, and I'm sure you watched where I started doing some stupid stuff. I was just trying to break some records with Drew Lock, and I get a little too cocky. Happens to some of the best of us Madden players. But as T.D. Barrett would say, you're going to win games, you're going to lose games. But just respect the fact that you played a heck of a game and you really showed out. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And, yeah. We'll check through this real quick. 2 touchdowns, but like 9 out of 18 completions. 9 completions out of 18. Oh, it's not so good. But, I mean, I had a good game, though. I showed out. I showed out like I was a sort of a goat. Had a couple lucky throws. I mean, Beckham had that crazy touchdown. 1 touchdown. Cortland Sutton had a touchdown, but usually I can see why Garrett Bowles has to be cut. Having AJ Boye and Bryce Callahan really shows out for a good defense, especially when they're playing zone and coverage. Drew Lock showed up pretty good. I'm sure you also saw the Philly special, me attempting. There was an old play in Madden 12 by the we could use the quarterback just the same way as the Philly special, but it was a Dolphins playbook I did. It was a Dolphins playbook, yeah. There was a special wild card play you could do it. It was cool. It was also run and pass. I wouldn't know how to implement it in this, but that old play anyway. I wouldn't know how to implement it because I don't think it's in this Madden except the Philly special. That's an old play that was a part of a legendary quarterback a legendary coach before he passed away. He was a Dolphins coach. But anyway, sorry about some of the rambling there, but it's all good. Y'all take it easy. Keep it too sweet because I just laid down the law. Stay tuned for more content. Peace out, Walker Nation.